Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today. So, as you guys know, a couple days ago, I talked about the new support we got for Gandeeva Masques, talked about the cards that got revealed, what I thought about them, and then yesterday we had a 4-hour stream where we messed a little bit with Maelstrom, but mostly it was almost an entire Gandeeva stream. We had some ups, we had some downs, and we did a lot of playtesting. After all of that and some testing after the fact, some thought, some theory crafting, this is the build I came up with. I'm going to talk to you guys about the deck build I came up with, the card choices, why I picked it, and a little bit of the playstyle of the deck and what I think about the deck after actually having played it. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's jump in and check out the deck. So, overall opinions of the deck. First off, it did fix one of my major problems with Gandeeva as a whole. The deck does not need Best Harvest. I hated how much Gandeeva depended on Best Harvest to really gain a lot of advantage, because there's too many decks in the game right now that can get rid of their own board or minimize the number of cards you can retire, and it just hurt. The whole thing about Gandeeva that was supposed to be good is it's supposed to have a nice balance of retire and draw. But because of the Gandeeva's playstyle, if you retired too many rear guards, you didn't get enough of your draw. And then if you didn't retire enough rear guards, then you don't get enough power off your binds. So it's like you're drawing cards, but you don't have any offense. Like it had issues, at least not at first, but obviously as the deck evolved. But now the deck does it all. And you don't need Best Harvest. And granted, the deck already has to play a lot of grade 3s because of Gandeeva Masques, so I'm very grateful that you don't have to play another grade 3 order. But let's start off with our ride line. So, starter doesn't matter. I was with Sealed Blaze Dragon Arhinsa because it's one of my favorite starters, and I actually have that card SP. I stuck with the Scarlet Flame ride line, mostly because of Drag Raider Ganem, but also because of our grade 2. The grade 1, I guess you could swap out for Regila. This one does something similar. Grade 1 says if your opponent has one or less rear guards, you can ride to grade 2 for free when you would ride a Scarlet Flame, when you would ride the grade 2. If your opponent has 2 or more rear guards, instead you still have to discard, but it calls itself out as a rear guard. Not bad. It's like Regila, but without guaranteed, but you don't have to Soul Blast. The deck doesn't need a whole lot of soul, but it does need a little bit, so it's like you gotta figure out what the balance is. You could easily swap this for Regila, though it does hurt your early game just a little bit. But this card, Scarlet Flame Bow General Dippeneal, this one we really want to run. Besides the fact that it's a Scarlet Flame, its skill says when we ride Gandeeva, we can reduce Gandeeva's counterblast cost by 1. Gandeeva only has a 1 counterblast cost. By reducing it by 1, we basically turn his entire skill free, and that makes it combo with masks really, really well, and it helps if your opponent tries to damage deny you, which is a big strategy in the meta right now. So of course, we've got Gandeeva. For anybody that doesn't remember what Gandeeva does, when your opponent's rear guard is retired during your turn, choose a card from your drop. You may bind it face down. During your turn, all of your front row units get 2,000 power for each face down card in your bind zone. If you're at 5 or more, this unit gets +1 critical. The biggest goal used to be to turbo out 5, so that way you could get your critical right away, and you basically get to give a free 10,000 to your front row. Now it's a little bit different. The axe skill, which you would be reducing the cost. Once per turn, counterblast 1 and choose 5 of your opponent's rear guards with different grades. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Retire all the chosen units with the same grade as any of the revealed cards. Shuffle your deck, and if the number of units retired was 1 or less, draw a card, choose a card from your drop, and bind it face down. Ideally, you usually want to be able to retire 1, because if you retire 1, you get to draw and you get to bind 2 cards. It's the same as if you retire 2, except you get an extra draw. So it's just wiping your opponent's board, potentially drawing. The big thing is the binding of the cards, because that increases all your power. Also, since you bind them face down, you can kind of mess with your triggers, because you can put triggers face down, and once cards are face down bound, they're not public knowledge anymore, so you don't have to show your opponent anymore. You do initially, but after that, not so much. Obviously, we have a Vanguard with a critical, so we're sticking with Drag Veda. Same reason why we're running 8 crits, because 1 crit turns into 3 damage, potentially a kill, heals. I'm going with fronts. If you guys look at my old Gandeeva list, I was running draws because Gandeeva was so dependent on its combo pieces. It still really is, and that's, I'll talk about that after we finish going through the deck. But I've grown to really dislike draw triggers and front triggers. Their defense and the power to the front row just has been doing it for me. PGs, Elementary Sanctude, because again, grade 3 deck. Shenri is just an awesome staple, great early game card, and of course, since this is a heavy retire deck, getting rid of our opponent's board is kind of our bread and butter. So one or less rear guards is super easy to use. And if we use Mask of Hydreigon, that's our normal order that can just turn Shenri on. Drag Raider Ganem, this one is our set 5, grade 1. For anybody that doesn't know what this card does, some people do, some people don't. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Scarlet Flame in its card name, Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 card without Regalis piece from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you reveal the card, choose a card from your hand and bind it face down. That skill does everything. It gets you Persona Ride, it can get you Best Harvest, or in this case, it can get you Mask of Hydreigon. It gets any grade 3 card. And you get to bind a card from your hand face down, so you immediately get another bind. This card is bonkers, and because you just need a Scarlet Flame Vanguard, that's why we're using the Scarlet Flame Ride line, so you can use it at any point during the game, so you can throw this down as a booster or an attacker in the early game, and still potentially get a search. And then second skill is auto back row once per turn when your other unit is placed on rear guard during your battle phase, or when your unit in the same column as this unit stands during your battle phase. If you have a Vanguard with Scarlet Flame in its card name, you may stand this unit. If you do, at the end of turn, put this unit into Soul. It becomes Soul support, and it combos with both Dirgem and Alfcar, because Alfcar calls off the top of the deck, Dirgem restands. Use either one, you can then proc him to restand, and then he goes to the Soul afterwards. So really solid card. Drag Raider Alfcar, that's one of our 2 multi-attackers. Between him and Dirgem, we want to be able to go for 5 attacks, especially when we gain all that extra power. For anybody that doesn't remember exactly what this card does, when you have a Vanguard with Gandeeva in its card name, when it attacks when your Vanguard with Gandeeva in its card name attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, Counterblast 1, bind this unit face down, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 list card from among them, call it to rear guard, shuffle your deck. The only downside to this card is that you have to be attacking a grade 3 Vanguard. So if you go first, this card is not live till turn 4. If you go second, it's live right away. It's live right at grade 3. That's the only downside of this card. Drag Raider Falheart, I went with this. I tried a few things. I tried Brachial Force. I tried Ford, or Rival Test, however you want to call it. Rival Test and Ford was too counterblast heavy. It required us to play the counter charge, and with the way the deck is now, it was really tight on space. So I couldn't really figure out how to fit both. I tried Brachial Force. Brachial Force is good in the early game, but it really falls off in the late game. Falheart helps us get into our combo pieces, as well as gives us other defensive options. So that's why we're going with that. We don't use a whole lot of energy. We have 1 other card that uses energy, and we're only running 3 copies of it, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. So that gives us a lot of resource to use, and this deck can also be pretty counterblast light depending on what you draw into. I'm still experimenting with it because I'm not 100% sure if I want to keep it, and I'll tell you guys what I'm looking for once we finish the rest of the deck. Of course, Drag Raider Dirgem, when it's placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Eugene or Gandeeva in its card name, Soul Blast 1 and Energy Blast 3, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and if you did not retire a card, draw a card, and this unit gets, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard, choose one of your front row rear guards and stand it. Doesn't have to be himself, but you do get to stand something. And then if you played a normal order this turn, this unit gets boost. We're not going to use that nearly as much as with the Best Harvest build, but it does also work with Mask of Hydreigon. If we use Mask of Hydreigon's skill, it can then gain boost. I don't think the Axe skill counts as playing it, so I don't think we can get it for that skill. It would be cool if it did count. All right, Dragon Tree Wretch Toriki Kimrud. If you guys saw me covering the cards that came out, this one was, I think, the biggest winner of the 4 cards we got announced on Tuesday. Dragon Tree Wretch Toriki Kimud. When this unit is placed on rear guard, Energy Blast 3, search your deck for 1 Mask of Hydreigon, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. That's why we're only running 2 masks. If I could get away with running 1, I would, but you do not want to be that person that runs 1 and then it gets damaged and it just shuts down half your deck. Second skill, act, rear guard, counterblast 1, bind this unit, choose up to 1 grade through one of your rear guards without a Dragon Tree marker, put a Dragon Tree marker Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with Mask or Griffelgila in its card name from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. When you would look at the deck by this ability, if your bind zone has 1 or less cards with the same name as this card, look at all the cards instead of 7. So this thing sets you up. You play it, you Angel Blast 3, you get Masks. Then you can Counter Blast 1, bind it, you get a Dragon Tree marker, and you can search out Gandeeva Masques. Now, we don't need the Dragon Tree marker at all. None of the cards depend on Dragon Tree markers, but it does go good with cards like Durgem, which really don't hit numbers by themselves. So it's a nice little addition. Now, if you guys know the ruling on this, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm still a little iffy on it. So the cost of this card is to Counter Blast 1, bind this unit. It's supposed to check top 7 for a Mask or a Gandeeva, but it says if you have 1 or less copies already in the bind zone, then you can check the entire deck. Now, the first time you use that skill, you're going to Counter Blast 1, you're going to bind 1, so you're going to have 1. So the first time you get to search the deck no matter what. My question is about the second time. Does it check to see how many are in there when you pay the cost or after you pay the cost? Like, would it count itself as already being in the bind zone? So do you only get to search the deck once, or do you get to search the deck twice? Just questions I want to know about this card. I had the same question with the Sauron card. Nobody really answered me, but let me know in the comments if you guys know. Of course, we got Mask of Hydreigon, checks top 5 for a Dragon Tree or a Mask. We have 7 targets, not that many, but we use it for the second skill. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard without Mask in its card name, reveal a grade 3 with Mask in its card name in your hand, and ride that the card revealed for this cost as stand. If you rolled, put this card into your soul. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and you did not Persona Ride this turn, you can activate Persona Ride. That gives us a really strong grade 3 turn if we go second, and it gets us into Gandeeva Masques. Even if we go first, we just don't get the Persona Ride. Now, Gandeeva Masques, this thing has a wall of text. This card can only be written from a grade 3 with Gandeeva, so it can either only write on itself or OG Gandeeva. When your opponent's Rigor is retired during your turn, choose a card from your drop. You may bind it face down, same effect as Gandeeva. During your turn, all your front row units get plus 2,000 power for each face down card in your bind zone. Has the same skill as Gandeeva, but it does not have the crit at 5 binds, because they tied the crit to its 4th skill, which is a little bit of a problem for me, but I understand why they did it. So in order to use that skill, it's act Vanguard once per turn. Remove a card with Gandeeva in its card name from your hand, soul, or drop. Choose up to 1 original act ability of the cards removed for the cost. Activate it without paying the cost, and this unit gets crit +1 until end of turn. So you remove Gandeeva from your hand, soul, or drop, and it gets to copy Gandeeva's skill. You know, the Counter Blast 1, check top target 5 of your opponent's rear guards, check 5, retire for each one that matches, except it gets to do it for free, and that's how it also gets the critical. This skill is good in that you can combo it really easily with Gandeeva, and you get to get the critical even if you don't have 5 binds. So it starts getting your pressure early. It just sucks if you don't see Gandeeva. Act Vanguard once per turn, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire, and if you did not retire, draw a card. Again, okay skill. Now, as far as the deck as a whole, I'm really happy it doesn't need to depend on Best Harvest. The deck has a shitload of draw power and a shitload of retire power. The ideal combo turn 3 is to ride into Gandeeva, use Gandeeva's skill for free, check top 5 for retire X, draw X. Then with Mask of Hydreigon, whether it be in your drop or your hand, you would play it, search, get into your drop. Use Mask of Hydreigon to go into Gandeeva Masques and then do the skill again. Now you get to draw X, you get to retire X. If your opponent doesn't have any rear guards left, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, or you can Soul Blast 1 to retire. In which case you're binding, you're building up your power. Toriki gets you your setup. You open up with this thing, you know exactly what you're doing turn 3. And Ganem is another card that helps you get into your grade 3s. Now, the coolest thing I was able to do that you can do with other mask units, especially since this has a Soul Blast skill, you can always put Mask of Hydreigon back in the drop, is instead of Persona riding into Gandeeva Masques on your 4th turn or 5th turn, you can ride into an OG Gandeeva and then do the whole shenanigans again. Use Gandeeva's skill for a Counter Blast 1, put a Mask of Hydreigon back in the soul, Persona Ride into Gandeeva Masques, so you still don't lose Persona Ride, you still get to retire too, you get to do all that fun stuff. The only The biggest downside I've seen with the deck so far is that the deck unfortunately is still very piece reliant, like Gandeeva currently is. If you don't see the cards for your offense, you're not going to have an offense. And that's the problem I'm trying to fix, but it's hard because the deck is kind of tight with what it's playing. I guess you don't have to play Toriki, but why would you drop such a good consistency guard? I was playing the Virgila Radline in my OG Gandeeva build, but it's like, the idea of being able to do your entire grade 3 turn for free is just too appealing. But anyway, this is the build that I came up with, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Enough from me. Let's go jump into a game. All right, we got a game and it looks like we're going first. Let's see what we got. This hand is bonkers. As a matter of fact, we don't even need this Mask of Hydreigon. We're gonna send Afkar back because he's dead till turn 4. We'll send Gandeeva back because we don't need it. We'll keep the Dirgem. And we'll ditch the Mask of Hydreigon. And then we'll just 1, 2, 3. I guess that could be worse. All right. We'll draw and we will discard. I guess we'll discard Afkar. Ride, get our energy crest, and pass. Pass the turn. Looks like we're playing against, we're playing against Nirvana. Interesting. Nirvana's a fun deck. We're gonna eat this. Yeah. Oh, here's why. Because we're gonna draw. I guess we could have waited till next turn to do this, but I kind of want to keep it with what I was doing. So skill, we get to ride for free since our opponent has 1 or less rear guards. We're gonna call skill, energy blast 3. We're gonna grab Mask of Hydreigon out of the deck. Bang, shuffle. Then we're gonna use its second skill, counter blasts. Get our Dragon Tree marker, bind it face up. It does actually matter that you specifically put it face up in this deck, because, you know, all the binds face down we use to grab Gandeeva Masques, and then we'll give ourselves the Dragon Tree marker, and then we're gonna call, and then skill, we're gonna Soul Blast 1. Maybe I should have did that first. Tech top 7, and we whiff. Yeah, I should have did that first. We would have had more targets in deck. But we'll go battle phase and we will swing. Shame that. Damn. I had to hope. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, so what I should is I should have guarded the grade 1 turn and then took this one. We'll go no guard here. Oof, another heal trigger, huh? And there goes another crit trigger for me. All right, what do we want to discard here? The biggest bet is probably Afkar because it's dead right now. But we also don't have any, oh, I could just discard Mask of Hydreigon. All right, so now Gandeeva's free. So we're gonna go main phase, we're gonna go skill. We can't target Trick Moon, so we'll just reveal top 5. Then send them all back. Shuffle up. We get to draw and bind 1. That top deck was crazy. This right here is exactly what we wanted. All right, so now we'll do Mask of Hydreigon, the Soul. We'll ride. We don't get Persona Ride because our opponent's at grade 2. But now we'll go skill, Soul Blast to draw because we can't retire his rear guard, and then skill will remove this to reveal top 5. Obviously we still get nothing, so we get to draw 1 and bind 1. Draw 1, bind 1. All right, now we're gonna move you back. I should have called that over. I should have put the Dragon Tree marker over here, but it's fine. We're gonna call Dirgem, skill, energy blast 3. Damn, I wish I had 1 more energy. Soul Blast, draw. It gets its restand skill, Unfortunately, I can't use the other one because I do not have 3 energy. Damn. Fucked up a little bit, but it's fine. We'll do this. Just to get our 4 attacks. Front row gets +4. And Vanguard gets critical. So now we'll go battle phase. We're going to swing with these guys. All right, we're going to swing. 17 for 2. 25 puts that at a 1 to pass. And that puts it at 2. All right, twin drive. First check. Second check. Nothing. And then skill. Restand. Skill. Restand. We're going to go. This is going to be 27. And this is going to be also 27. All right, cool. So we'll swing again. And we'll swing again. And then skill to the soul to draw 1. And this goes to the soul. And see, that wasn't a bad turn at all. The only thing I would have done different is maybe I should have ditched one of the Avcars, and then I could have used Mask of Hydrogrim as an order, which would have gave Durgin boost, which means I could have called it things a little bit different, but it's fine. We have everything we need for 5 attacks next turn. The only thing I wish we could have gotten, we have a way to search a Mask of Hydrogrim and a way to search another copy of Gandeeva Masques. But without a copy of Gandeeva, we won't be able to Persona Ride next turn, which does kind of suck a little. But it's okay. But ideally, that's what I would want to do on my next turn, is if I had a Gandeeva, I would want to ride Gandeeva, grab Gandeeva Masques out of the deck, and be able to Persona Ride into Gandeeva Masques again. Which would allow me to get all my retires and all that fun stuff. Now, what did you use to make this? Okay, so I can't choose the grade. I can't choose the grade 3 for card effects. But as you see, off that turn, we were able to draw 4 cards off skills. Oh, here comes the kitty. Say hi, guys. You picked a bad time, sweetie. That's okay. You can stay. Yeah. All right, it's going battle phase. Taking out the rear guard. Really? Why is it 33? That's 23. We'll guard that. Okay, so he's double counter blasting, and now he's going triple drive. We'll no guard this. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. No, my Gandeeva. Oh, because that's only a 10k. There's a glitch over here where it's saying 33. And then we'll guard this too. All right, my turn. The raw. Now, I don't know how crazy I'm going to go this turn because we do not have a Persona Ride. We have some plays, though. We do have some plays. So let me see what I can do here. I have ideas. All right, we're going to start off with this guy. Skill, Soul Blast 1. Check top 7. We will get a Gandeeva. And now we take a card from our hand and we bind it. So there's a reason I want to keep you. So I guess we'll bind this because we don't want to get rid of too much of our defense. All right. Next, we will call you. Ooh, if we do that, we can't get 5 attacks. Damn, I made a boo-boo. I should have kept the off card and got rid of this. Oh well, shit happens. Maybe we slow down this turn. So let's call this guy and use skill, counterblast 1, we bind it. Oh, I forgot the Dragon Tree marker. Always do that. Get the Dragon Tree marker over here, and we'll search our other mask. Add this bad boy to hand. Next, we'll use skill. We gotta do this right. Skill. We Soul Blast 1. We retire. Which is gonna let us bind a card. Bam. Now we'll call Dirgem. Skill. Soul Blast 1. Energy Blast 3. We draw a card, he gets his restand skill. And we'll call, and we'll call. And then our front row gains 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said 7. And this gets 5 kicks. Our opponent only has 1 rear guard. And now we're going to go battle phase. We're going to swing at the rear guard. All right. Then we're going to swing at the Vanguard for 36. Now, I know you're probably wondering why I boosted, because whatever triggers we get, we can give to the unit that we call off of this, because this whole column's going to stand. That's annoying. Skill to the soul. We draw a card. And then we're going to swing 21. And then skill, counterblast, bind, check top 5. I guess we can call another Dirgem. Well, this will be 13. Hold on, because that's not enough. We just gained another. We just put another card out, so this will be 23. We have 5 now, right? Yes. We have 6 now. So shuffle. These guys restand. This gets another 2k. This gets another 2k, and this gets 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. So 1. Okay. Twin drive. First check. Second check. Critical. Obviously, we're going to put it all over here. And then we're going to swing in for 43 for 2. Yep, drop that PG. And then we're going to swing with this. It's still a 5k guard, but they only have 4 cards at hand. Nice. And then skill to the soul. And that's our turn. And now next turn we have everything we need to go off. Because we already have Mask of Hydrogram in the drop. We can ride Gandeeva, Persona ride into Gandeeva Masques, retire and draw their whole board. I would have liked to do that this turn, but obviously we didn't draw into the stuff. I think we were still able to push pretty hard. We got rid of the problem rear guard, forcing him to play more stuff now. If he has another copy of Virina, that'll suck. Nope, he has Mirrors, which Mirrors is still a good card. That does let him draw and countercharge. He gets to retire. Is that what the grade 2 he used? Okay. And now he's putting those into the soul. The original dress. Mirrors skill. I'm probably gonna guard. I'm probably gonna take the first hit and then guard everything else. I don't really need a whole lot of damage right now. But this is why I'm a little iffy on Farheight, because as good as Farheight is for drawing cards early, it's kind of dead for me right now because I was using my energy. So it's like I don't know if I really wanna chance it. Now, how many crits have you been through? You've been through 2 heals and 1. You've been through 3 heals and 1 crit. All right, so we're definitely not taking the Vanguard. Holy shit. Well, looks like we're not doing anything next turn. I'm just gonna no guard it. He's obviously not gonna pay the cost to stand the rear guard. Why would he? That kind of sucks a little bit. So I actually really wanted to go off next turn, and now I can't. And then it also sucks because we don't have a Counter Blast. We don't have any of our multi-attackers either. So I guess we'll just Persona Ride. Skill. Soul Blast 1. To retire. And then we'll bind 1 from drop. What's in our drop? That's all good things. All right, we'll call Far Height. Skill, Energy Blast 3. This is one of those. This is a situation where it's good because now we can make a board off of this. Shuffle, and then skill Soul Blast 1. Check top 7. Get another copy of Gandeeva, and then we get to bind another card from our hand. We have 4 PGs. I guess we'll bind a trigger. I wasn't going to use this skill, but I think I will now since we have the extra Gandeeva anyway. So we'll reveal top 5. Obviously we don't get anything, but we'll bind 1 and we'll draw 1, and we'll get our critical. We'll bind, and then we get our crit. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's plus 16 to the front row. We only have 3 attacks, but they're pretty beefy. So we'll go battle phase. We'll swing. 39 for 2 is great. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I've definitely seen bigger numbers, but this isn't necessarily a 3-attack deck. And then the Dragon Tree markers just give us that little bit. Oh, okay, we don't gotta fear the overtrigger anymore. Twin Drive, first check, second check, critical. Again, we'll obviously go here. We'll go 41. And that's the game. That was a slaughter fest. Again, I kind of sucks that I got the overtrigger because I hate overtriggers. I always feel like they taint the game. But I was planning on taking 1 damage and then guarding the rest of his turn. He only had 2 extra attacks, and you saw how hard we were minusing him. And then on our following turn, again, we would have rode into Gandeeva. We would use Gandeeva's Counter Blast, check top 5, probably retire the Rearguard. Since they only had 1 Rearguard, we would have drew. We would have bound 2. Then we would have used Mask of Hydrogram from the drop to Persona Ride into Gandeeva Masques, done it again, and then also got to Soul Blast and draw another card. So it's really, really consistent. I really like how centric the Vanguard column now is. It just sucks that you still need a lot of pieces to really make the deck go. All right, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed my little breakdown of the deck and the little gameplay that I gave you guys real quick. The deck is solid. It's very, very consistent. I just need it feels like it's missing just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. If I could find that 1 card to really push it in to help it get going in the early game, that doesn't become a dead card in the late game, and I think I'll be really, really happy with the deck. It's fun. I don't think it's as good as Soul Aeron. Might be a hot take, but let me know what techs you guys are trying. Let me know what experiences you guys are having with the deck. I really want to improve on this deck because I'm gonna get a split of this when set 6 comes out. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links are down below. If you guys want to see me play some Vanguard live, I usually stream every Tuesday because that's when we get our big reveals over on twitch.tv/Zaphikel or right here on YouTube. Also keep an eye out on Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. I make announcements if stream dates change. Like this week we did Wednesday. But I would love to have you guys, and I would love to hear your ideas as we go forward. That is it from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.